Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Welcome on this nice morning, and welcome to the very first episode of the morning show. And the morning show is going to be similar to the other shows that you see on YouTube, where we talk about comics and campaigns and crowdfunders of other creators, and um, and also about anything else that people want to talk about. So today on this first episode, I have a very special guest, and we're going to talk about his campaign, and then talk about whatever he wants to talk about in terms of his comic. His campaign is going to launch this Friday. This Friday, so be sure to sign up for the mailing list. I'll have all of his information in the description below. If I don't have it there already, then be sure to put it there after the show's over. So let's welcome my good friend Aardvark.
Hello there.
Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, mate. How are you?
I'm doing very good, but I have this like sore throat situation going on, and my voice is a little bit shot.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'll give you the floor so you can talk anything and everything you like about your comic.
Yeah, yeah.
We're ready.
Yeah, so I've got a book coming out this Friday and launching on Bancroft Show, which is this Friday evening. So if you're in Australia or New Zealand or some parts of Asia, that will be Saturday morning. But
Saturday morning.
Friday night, uh, Friday night, Aquila is launching, and it is a 25-page black and white science fiction comic. Sorry, my phone is going off at the
Yeah, no
worst
problem.
possible time. Um, yeah, so it's launching on Friday. It's a science fiction comic, 25-page black and white, cover by Dean James of The Embrace,
Yeah, here's the
and
cover right here.
wraparound cover by Kari Salviejo, who worked on SPQR for Michael Odin. It's a
Nice.
story about a space cop who comes into conflict with a gang of malicious racketeers and smugglers, and he
Nice.
has to he has to stop them before their criminal activity threatens everybody in the solar system.
Nice. Yeah, I'm sharing this the mailing page right now. Mailing list, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
And so here we can take a look at some of the artwork by
sure.
Carrie. We can see the wraparound cover on the right here. It's a sweet cover,
Yeah,
and
that's going to be beautiful when it's printed on a book.
yeah, it's gonna look
I mean,
nice.
it's already
And
beautiful.
yeah. And then here we have some more artwork. Here's Aquila on the left, the guy
Yep,
with the gun, and then we have this is Ursats. This is the big bad of the story, and
yep.
he says
He's a
leader of the
space
Black
squatch.
Skull Gang. He's a space what?
Space squatch.
A space squad. Nice. I like that.
We've got
And
uh,
yeah,
we've got we've got we've got Raiden and General Piggy in the chat.
let me
Raiden the
say hi.
prankster, the jokester. Did you hear about what he did to me? This Raiden
No,
character,
no, no. What did Raiden do? How
my
you doing,
my
Piggy?
my my nemesis. I will have my vengeance in this life over next. He
What in the previous stream when you were talking about your favorite writers? That one?
Yeah, we were talking about not the previous one, but like it was months ago,
Yeah.
and I went on a show and we were talking about our top 5 Star Wars movies.
Okay.
And I was going through them, and I started off and I was saying my number 5. There's only 6 Star Wars movies that I liked, 7 Star Wars movies that I liked, um, and I started at the bottom, and I was like, yeah, and long story short, I went through it all, and he was just playing along. He had never
Yeah.
seen a Star Wars movie in his entire life, and he had duped me for for like half an hour
Oh wow.
into having this conversation with somebody who'd never seen Star Wars.
And so he was having a conversation with you about Star Wars without having seen the movie at all.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
and he was
I didn't
pretending
know.
that he'd seen it.
Nice.
He
And what
tried
was his
to.
top? what was his top movie according to that conversation?
I think he said The Last Jedi, which is how
Oh,
I knew
nice.
something was up. I was like, this can't be
Something's
right.
off here.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, he put The Last Jedi ahead of Empire Strikes Back, so that's kind of how I knew he was goofing. Yeah,
Nice.
but
That's crazy.
this he's a selfish fella. He's having his birthday the same day as my launch. How selfish is that?
That's really mean.
Shouldn't he move his birthday to
You
another
should
day in the
put
calendar?
yeah, you should put it to the side. You shouldn't do that.
But
What an inconsiderate man.
well, yeah, how dare he? How dare he? Can't he just change the date of his birthday?
And General Piggy saying hi to everybody. How you guys
Hello,
doing? Thank
Piggy.
you very much for stopping by. And
Oink.
yeah, we're talking about Aquila of the Phoenix Guard. And what can you tell us, Aardvark, about the comic? It's just a hero, it's a space cop fighting this bad guys. And
Yeah.
what else could you tell us about it? Is there anything new that's coming up in the campaign?
So I'll tell you what's going to be on the campaign. We've got
He's got his
there's going to
sad face.
this. Well,
Raiden.
not enough tears. He should be even sadder. He should be even, he should show more remorse.
Exactly.
So it's a
On the J-Bot.
20. There's going to be a 25. Sorry. There's going to be 25 pages, black and white, and there's two versions of the book that are going to be available. So we've got the 25 page with a Dean James cover, and then there's going to be a special edition with the Virgin wraparound cover. That's going to have additional pages of behind the scenes information. So that's going to be behind the scenes in the sense of you're going to have some stuff about the characters, the backstory in universe, and there's also going to be some pages about how I created the character Aquila and some of the preliminary art that I drew myself. The first time any of my art is going to be published anywhere. So my artistic ability stagnated when I was about 12. So thank God I met Kimasabe, who is a distinguished, I think he's actually like a trained artist. Kimasabe, who did The Company Men. Him and I went on one of his streams and we worked together on creating the bad guys. But we worked on the character of Aquila for weeks and weeks and weeks until we perfected that design. It started out as a drawing of a Roman soldier. It was a Roman soldier. I had this idea of like what would be really cool would be a Roman
in space.
No, not even in space, just like a superhero that was a Roman. So nice. I drew this picture of this like this legionary, and he had he had the plumed helmet, and he had the kind of, I don't know what you call it, like the serrated breastplate. He had all the Roman features, and I started to embellish it a bit more to make it look more superhero. And somehow that transformed into a space cop. So the name
came out great.
Yeah, it did. Yeah,
it came out great. Like I really love the design. You guys did a really good job with that. And I had no idea that Kimosabe was an artist. He did really good. And then I remember when I asked you for the for reference pick for my artwork. Yeah, and I saw the lineup of the bad guys. He did a really good job designing all that stuff. Really good.
Yeah, him and I went on his stream and like we drew. He was like, right, so let me try my Australian accent.
Yeah.
We're gonna draw some aliens today. So how should we get started? What should we draw? What do you want these bad guys to look like? And I was like, draw a guy that looks like a bird but doesn't look like a bird.
They came out pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got a.
And then here we have a question from Raiden. He says, "Does Aquila have a pre-planned arc, or is it more just episodic adventures?"
It's going to be episodic, but there's going to be an arc behind it. So if you, the closest thing I can compare it to is, maybe the best example I could make would be, how the Marvel movies, they all lead towards a bigger storyline. So there's always a storyline going on in the background. But Ant-Man, for example, doesn't like. There's nothing about Thanos Infinity Stones in the Ant-Man movies. You know,
Okay.
there's nothing
Yeah.
about Thanos or Infinity Stones in Iron Man 1. You know, so there's stuff that's going on in the background that's going to be important in future books, but primarily it is going to be episodic. So there's going to be different bad guys in every Aquila story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because like
That's good.
space is a big place, and even our solar system where it takes place. I've written that the solar system is not really cared about by the galactic government, and so because there's not really much activity by the galactic government in the solar system, the aliens use this part of space as a pirate's cove. They all hide out in our neck of the woods, and they do all their operations in our solar system. So Aquila's really got his work cut out for him.
Nice. Yeah, definitely. There's never an end to the bad guys you can come up with when we talk about space, though, because there's many thousands, millions of planets and millions of ways to get them into more trouble.
Well, our solar system has got estimated 1 million asteroids.
1 million asteroids, wow.
Yeah, there's 1 million asteroids in our solar system. Some of them are the size of Toyota Corollas, and some of them are the size of small moons. So
nice.
There's limitless. There's a lot, and I'm still learning a lot about the solar system as I continue writing these stories.
What did you think of that picture? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Did you know there's a planet called the Goblin? Did you know that?
The Goblin? No, I had no idea.
It's called the planet's name is the Goblin. Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's one of those dwarf planets out by at the very reaches of the solar system, out by Pluto. But it's called the Goblin. Yeah.
I had no idea. What did you think about that recent photo that NASA put out?
From the James Webb Telescope.
About the it was like a bunch of stars, but then they said no, it's nothing. I don't know how would you interpret that finding.
Like I've done a lot of research into space, and so I understand that the significance is that the James Webb Telescope takes photographs using infrared, whereas the Hubble telescope just uses, from what I understand, like the standard light spectrum. So some of what we're seeing from the James Webb Telescope it's all new stuff. That's from the Hubble telescope. That picture, they're all galaxies. Every single little piece of light in that photograph is a different galaxy.
Let me see if I can find this one right here. Huh?
That's every little speck of light in that is a different galaxy.
Yeah, Yeah, so there's millions of possibilities to get bad guys.
Endless. Endless. And when you think about, our solar, our galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy, has got millions of stars in it, and so when you factor that, how many millions of stars there are, most people can't even count to 1 million. So the possibilities are
endless.
Yeah.
Let me say hello to some of the people I've seen pop up in the chat. J-Bot's here. Say hello to J-Bot. General Piggy says, Aquila flies higher than a kite. Beware his golden might.
Does he mean kite as in the species of bird, or does he mean kite as in the thing on a string?
I don't know. We'd have to ask
General. You need to be more specific. Yeah.
That sounds like a nice, catchy. Yeah.
It does, yeah, but it sounds also a bit too much like a certain other space superhero's Captain Monica. So.
Yeah, Mutt Man, how you doing, man? What's going on?
Hell.
How you doing, Mutt Man? I'm a big fan of Breaking Rad and Mutt Man, and his comic Hero was really good. Also, big fan.
Hell.
And then Greg, how you doing, man? I saw you earlier. Hail, brother, and
It's a
He
big ass
says, "I
hail.
wish." Yeah, yeah, and yeah, he's always putting it, all the letters in there. But he says, "I wish NASA were trustworthy, but they're not. I want to be excited about that telescope, but I just can't be." Yeah, I mean, we also see what they let us see, no? Because I mean, it could be a possibility that there's more out there than
Yeah,
meets
and
the
that
eye.
plays into there's some of that in Aquila because a lot of people say to me, like when they find out that it takes place in our solar system, with Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, they're like, "How is all this alien stuff going on and we don't know about it?"
And we don't know about it. Yeah,
And it's like, well, like, do you know how many UFO sightings there are a year? Like,
a
you know,
lot. I wouldn't.
there's a
I don't know.
lot. Like,
Yeah.
and how many of them get actually acknowledged is and when it's by like officially acknowledged by Pentagon or NASA or whoever, like it's minuscule. So um, there's so much activity going on in the Aquila setting, and there's all this space politics, but like I said, our neck of the woods in space is not cared about. They don't care about it. The
Hmm.
galactic government doesn't care about it. So the species that live here, the species that live in our solar system, they're kind of, there's no Coruscant in the solar system. It's all backwaters and uh,
Yeah,
kind of like the Wild
yeah,
West. That's kind of what I think of it as. It's like you go through the desert and then there's a saloon town, and then you go through the
exactly.
desert for another 6 days, and then you might find like an encampment of what are they called? What were they called? Um, Comanches or something, and then you'll go for another 6 days, and you might find like a another saloon town, So even though it's a vast amount of space, there's not really much going on. Uh, it,
Exactly.
so the aliens love that, the alien criminals love that. So they all come and hide out, and they can hide in one of the million asteroids or moons, or maybe even some of the planets. Um, yeah,
If their tech permits it, no, like jumping into Saturn or Jupiter and then living
yeah,
there, no. Yeah,
yeah.
are any of these characters like Earthsats? Are they from any particular planet?
They've all got backstories. Yeah, Ersatz comes from a planet called Keodak, which I invented.
Okay, so they're
Um,
not necessarily from our solar system.
no, no, none of them.
Okay,
None of those aliens are from our solar system. Aquila's the only
okay,
character from our solar system.
from our solar.
Yeah,
Okay. Oh,
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
That's
But
nice. And what? Yeah, if you can like jump into the backstory of Earthsats,
yeah,
if it's not too spoilery for the comic.
it's not spoilery at all. He was I've written a backstory. He was a warlord at one point, and he became a mercenary after his kind of warlordness got toppled,
Hmm.
and um, he comes from this planet that was eternally at war. It was just constantly at war, and then when the war finally got put down, he was a war criminal, so he had to flee. But none of that plays into the book, so I don't really like to emphasize much of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but all these characters have got like a letter-sized page of backstory.
No, yeah, I think that's good to do because I'm doing that also for my characters, and yeah, it
Yeah,
helps to give them more of a personality. It helps them
yeah,
to be their own characters and things in the story, have their own motivations for any decision that they can make in the story at any given time. I think it's really good to do that.
yeah. Well, like besides Ersatz, the rest of the characters are basically just goons. But I
Yeah,
love how Star Wars has like you watch the cantina scene in Star Wars.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Every single alien that is in that scene has got like a giant Wikipedia article about like everything that happened in their life and like the
Yeah, you don't even know any. Yeah, we don't hear
like
any of that in this. Yeah.
none of that like all you ever see is some of them like just standing there in the cantina, yet they've got giant lists and lists and lists of words of their antics and backstory. So I really like that
Yeah,
aspect. So
Yeah, that's the vibe I get from the bad guys you guys designed. Also, that's very Star Wars Cantina-esque. Because you
Yeah,
got that bird creature, then the gorilla creature, then the pig creature. It was really great, really good stuff.
yeah.
And I'm fascinated by how Dean was able to like put all these characters in one single image. He did a really good job with that.
On Dean's page.
With, yeah, on the cover art, he did a
Yeah,
really
so
good job with that.
the cover's got his cover has got six
Mhm.
aliens on it, I think, and Kari's cover has no wait, hold on. Yeah, it's worked out in such a way that like Dean's cover has got half of the gang and Kari's cover has got the other half of the gang,
Nice,
and only one of them, which is the cactus fella, shows up in both of them.
nice. I
Yeah,
didn't even pay attention to that. That's nice detail.
Dean said he did that unintentionally, like
Yeah,
because they
just
both
came out
worked
like that.
they both worked independent of each other, and I think he did the pencils months before Kari did her cover.
Exactly.
Um, so I think it worked out. Yeah, they both worked out independent of each other, which is really good. They're both phenomenal artists, and I'm blessed to have them working on my book. And Kari's doing all the pages. So if you don't know already, I already had a version of the book complete. There was already
Here it is.
look at that.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah,
Let me see if I
yeah.
can zoom in.
Yeah, there was already a version of the book complete. It was done by a different artist, and that artist was they were manhwa artists, so they specialized in that Eastern kind of comic book art, and um, the book was complete. But then, upon kind of going through it again and again and again, I just started to notice things that I wasn't happy with, and they tried their best. You know, they start what I didn't realize was is that they weren't used to doing science fiction. They were used to doing romance and slice of life
Hmm.
stories. So when they took the job that I offered them, they were really overwhelmed. And unfortunately, you know, they tried their best and they did a good job, but it just wasn't to the level that I wanted to, you know, I wanted to to perform at. And you know, you see some of these books that come out with CG, and the art is just phenomenal. And if this
Yeah.
is going to be my first ever piece of writing that's ever going to be published. And I thought, you know what, I can't have this be my debut. And they tried their best. They did a good job. They did better than a lot of artists would have, but it just wasn't to the standard that everybody else is putting out. So thankfully, I have Michael Oden on my team. Michael Oden, the creator of Elysium Fields, The
And
Embrace,
embrace.
and
Yeah.
SPQR, but most notably The Embrace. The Embrace is a phenomenal piece of. And well, everything he's done has been great, but like the Embrace is really like kind of like so far his magnum
Hmm.
opus so far, and that had art with Dean, and so um, he said, "Look, I've got this artist working on my book. She works really quickly. She's a phenomenal artist, and if we can get her to completely redo the book, and we can she'll have it done by the middle of summer."
Hmm.
Which is we're approaching that now. She's only
Yeah,
got a few
exactly.
pages. She's
Few
only
more
got a few
weeks. Yeah,
pages left to do.
it's nice.
Um, and so I said, or I kind of bit the bullet and I said, you know what, I'm going to have to do it. So I invested another significant amount of money into getting the entire book completely redrawn so that
Mm.
my audience won't be disappointed. You know, like I had to back up the hype that I was building about this book. And the moment people started to see Kari's art, the signups were just went through the roof. Like people were just backing it left, right, and center. Everyone was getting really hype about it. There was a different
Yeah.
energy behind the campaign, and I feel a lot more confident pushing my book now that I've got Kari's art behind it, and she has done a phenomenal job with both the cover and the interiors. And So the original version is going to be available on the campaign as an add-on. It's going to be a digital add-on, and it's got a different ending than the Kari version. So I'm calling the original the prototype because it's not really the original. You know, it's not my vision, kind of, but it's a prototype, and we've got Kari's canon version of the story, and that's got a more exciting and more epic ending.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I'd like to share some of the on the mailing list. You have a video there of
Sure, go ahead.
Carrie doing her artwork, which
Go
was
ahead.
really great. Her process is awesome.
Yeah, she's something else, man. She's from it. It's like she's from a different planet. She can get work done so quickly, and she does it to such a phenomenal standard. It's unbelievable how good she is.
Here it is. Let me see if I can play the video.
Yeah, you can full screen it. I think. There's no sound, so.
Wait, let me. There's no sound in the video.
No.
Okay, so I think I'll be all right.
Yeah, look at that, man.
Yeah. Yeah, so you guys can see how she goes about doing this. This page is awesome. I like that fight scene. The second panel was really great.
Yeah, it's all something else, man. It's she's a phenomenal artist.
Yeah, definitely. She's bringing that dynamic feel to it. Yeah.
And I noticed this after she did that. I think it's like 4 artists independent of each other. No, 3 artists independent of each other have all drawn the same alien getting kicked in the face.
So, nice.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be.
We have Muttman who said no, Aquila looks fun. I just followed on Twitter.
Thanks, man.
And then we also have Rob Wilson, Art Stellations. Sorry, I'm late for the party. Just subbed.
Excellent.
I don't know if you sub it. Yeah. So yeah.
Please.
So hopefully we get more people.
Yeah, please sign up. If you're following on Twitter, please sign up to the campaign and verify when the email address, because that really does make a difference. And if you sign up, you're gonna get Kari's cover as a high definition file, so you can use it as a wallpaper for your desktop, which I think nice. You know, when you turn on your computer, you want to see that, you know. It's a phenomenal piece of work. She is absolutely. I mean, everyone working on my book is stellar. I've got Kima Sabe and Michael Oden as editors. That's 2 editors. Most books don't even. A lot of books don't even have one. A lot of books don't even have one editor. I've got 2, and I've got 2 of the best people in CG working on editing my book. So, and if you'll forgive me for being a little vain,
no, go ahead.
Kima Sabe describes me as the best Silver Age comic writer that didn't live in the Silver Age. So, if that's that's fairly high praise, I think. Especially
that's high praise from Kimo Sabe. Yeah.
Especially coming from somebody who made The Company Men, you know.
Exactly.
A phenomenal book in its own right.
I recently read that book and it's really good. I like he knows his stuff about CIAs and those spy thriller things.
Yeah,
he really knows his stuff and it's really good. It's really well written.
It's a perfect synthesis of like Jack Reacher, you know, like CIA, Black Ops sort of stuff with X-Men, and I think it's a really, it's a unique property, and I think it's got like limitless potential, and I think you know when Company Men 2 is going to do gangbusters when it's out.
I think so. Yeah, I'm going to be all over that. Also, I think it's really good. And again, the artwork is great. The artwork is great also.
So I have him who did Company Men. I've got Kimo Sabe who did Company Men. I've got Michael Oden who did The Embrace. 2 of the best writers in CG are my editors. I've got Dean James. He's did the cover and he's doing the letters as well, which is outstanding. You know, the guy is he's a phenomenal talent. I keep using the word phenomenal, but like that's that's just, he's a spectacular artist in his own right, and he's every day he's getting he's doubling his ability. His talent is just outstanding. He's leveling up so quickly.
Definitely.
It's like he's using cheat codes. He's using cheat codes so that he can level up faster. He's rare candies. He's eating rare candies every day. If you've ever played the Pokemon games.
Pokemon, yeah.
Yeah.
He used to use those cheat codes to get 100 rare candies and then boost up your Pokemon.
Yeah, he doesn't eat his he doesn't eat M&Ms. He eats rare candies. And like I said, Kimasabe raves about me. Very few people so far have read my work, but everybody's just been this really high.
Yeah, praise. I've had the pleasure of reading one of your essays, and it's really good stuff. Good stuff. And
thanks, man.
Very, very great. And Mudman says he's just signed up for the campaign. It looks dope. And then we have Odin in the chat. This is how you doing? Odin says, "Good morning, you awesome people. Aquila looks awesome." I agree with both those statements.
Thank you. Yeah. Sign up if you haven't already, Mr. Dasco. You ain't seen nothing yet. Let me just put it that way. The pages I have received. Every time I see another page, my jaw just hits the floor. Like Looney Tunes, like Anvil. When Bugs Bunny's jaw drops to the floor and it makes that anvil sound effect. That's me every time I get another page back from Kari. And like I said, you ain't seen nothing yet. I got a very pleasant surprise this morning. I got a message from somebody containing something very, very special, and I was literally lost for words. I just couldn't get the words out of my mouth.
Nice.
It was bananas. When you guys see what I have seen, you're gonna want to back this book. You're gonna want to back at the highest tier, and it's gonna be worth it. It's a collaboration of a lot of really, really good talent. And every iteration of the book, there's going to, like I said, there's going to be the standard version, there's going to be the special edition. Special edition is going to have behind the scenes pages, backstories. If you ever read the Star Wars visual dictionaries, there's going to be a page kind of like that. And there's also going to be some behind the scenes pages of the development and some of the original kind of concept art. Yeah.
Is there apart from art in those pages, is going to be text and your descriptions of the characters and stuff? Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Nice. I love that stuff.
Yeah, right. It's a great book. I really want to put out, like I said before, I want to put out the best book I possibly can from my backers. I'm entering into the same arena as some really heavy hitters, and I've always said there's tiers in CG. You've got your ex-pros, and then you've got the entry, the new people who have never made a comic book before, and then you've kind of got that middle zone. You've got that middle zone where there's sort of some kind of crossover, like the Diaz brothers and people like that who they were started out as newcomers. Diaz brothers, Bancroft, and they sort of, and I'm still entering into the same league as people like EBS. I'm still entering into the same league as John Malin, even though I'm like Crystal Palace to the kind of Manchester United. It's they're Real Madrid, and I'm I don't know,
Watford.
Watford, Sheffield Wednesday,
Leicester.
So, but the thing is with those types of comparisons is, you get Leicester City winning the league one year. You get I remember one year Wigan Athletic won the FA Cup against Chelsea or something. So sometimes
it's all about getting a good team together.
Getting a good team together, and I think I've kind of gathered I've kind of assembled the best ensemble that I can.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks great. I'm going to be there first day one backing this, and
Thanks, man.
I
Yeah,
want to get that special edition.
yeah, the special edition is going to be special. um,
It's going to
and
live up to the hype.
it's all going to be good. And just like I said, you're going to be able to get the prototype version as an add-on to the campaign as well. So you'll be able to see the original version of the book, and it's got a different ending. It's got an alternate ending.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many campaigns give out two different versions of the same book. I don't think that's ever been done before.
I haven't. I can't recall anyone doing that.
And like I said, alternate endings. So it'll be like it's like DVD bonus features. You know, remember how you used to be able to get like the DVD and then you get like the special edition DVD with the bonus features and have
deleted scenes,
deleted scenes, and
commentary,
director's cut, director's commentary. Like it's kind of like that.
And what made you change the scene? Is it like the artwork that you got from Kari made you rewrite the ending?
It was kind of like a two-pronged reasons why. The first was that I'd already spent a lot of money on the original.
Oh, okay.
And so I the kind of Ferengi in me thought, like I spent a lot of money on this. I made a good investment, and so I want people. I want to, on a base kind of human level. I want to make some money off it. You know, it was an investment. The second thing is that I'd already published some of the art. I'd already shown off some of the art, and so there might be people that want to get that version of the art. But the other reason is that the ending was kind of simple, and this is my debut comic. This is my first foray into writing. You know, into getting anything I've written published, and so I thought I want to make a statement. You know, just having a simple ending isn't enough. I want it to be grander. I want it to stick in people's memory. I want it to be some phenomenal. There's that word again. I want it to be some spectacle.
That's all good.
I want it to be some spectacle that people will remember. And you know, I'm into pro wrestling, and something that people always say in pro wrestling is people only remember the entrance and the finish.
And the finish, yeah.
And it doesn't matter. It kind of doesn't really matter what happens in between. What matters is how it ends. And so, you know, while the original end is kind of like, that's clever. This end is like, that's going to kind of leave people wanting more. This new ending is going to want people to. People are going to be salivating, you know, over the
that sounds great.
Yeah, it's gonna be something else. So like there's two different versions of the art, two different versions of the story, and both are going to be available on the campaign. 2 books for the maybe not for the price of one, but 2 books, and then 1 book, and then another version of the book for a substantial.
For the collectors, the people that want to have all the stuff. Yeah.
For Aquila diehards.
Yeah, definitely.
Like what Dean says is that because it's the same story up until a point. There's a point in the book where everything diverges. Yeah. And so what Dean was saying is that he's going to get both versions of the book so that he can compare the 2 stories and compare the art. It's like looking at this. It's like watching a movie with two different casts almost.
Directors,
you know? 2 different directors, 2 different casts, and so it's like watching a remake of an original. And you know, you see the original Dune movie, and it's good, but the special effects are really dated. And then you watch the new Dune movie, and it's like it's done by an auteur. You know, it's done by it's done by Denis Villeneuve. The original Dune was done by David Lynch, so that's another thing. But like you're seeing 2 different versions of the same story, and they're both done in such a really great way. But I don't want people to read one and then know what's going to happen in the next one. You know, I want people to read one and then be completely surprised.
Keep them guessing. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I'm giving them 2 books, and I'm giving them 2 different versions of the story, and the Kari version is the definitive story.
Yeah.
But the prototype has got it's. You know, that's not to say the prototype isn't good. You know, and they've both been edited by the same guys. You know, they're both written by me. If that if that means anything to anybody, but the book's going to be. Yeah, I really want to make a statement, and I really want everyone to get their money's worth. You know.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And yeah, so let's see if I can show you. Yeah, and I also stubbornly put my foot into the thing into the campaign also, and I did some artwork for it.
You did,
Yeah,
yeah.
let
It's
me
spectacular.
share that.
Yeah,
share that piece so people can see.
Yeah, you did a phenomenal job, and if it wasn't for you, actually,
Thank you.
You helped us with you helped us kind of figure out the anatomy of ersatz, which yeah, like I had to get I had to ask Kari to show what the back of his jetpack looked like. We had to design that.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, I remember that.
And so like we'd done all we'd done the front facing look at what they all look like, but we didn't have what they all looked at from the back. And ersatz being such a prominent character, he we needed like a 360 perspective of him. Yeah. And thanks to you, we got a different. Yeah, I just love what you've done, man. Like,
yeah, thank you. I like this piece. Also looks really good. I had fun drawing Aquila. Aquila's an awesome character.
Yeah, you're not the only person to have said that. Like, Odin himself did a sketch of Aquila, and he said it's really fun to draw. Kari says she loves drawing Aquila. Dean loved drawing Aquila. He's got a really unique design, I think. It was inspired by. Obviously, it started out as a Roman soldier, so the eagle comes from that, and the name actually comes from that. So the Aquila is the imperial eagle of the Roman Empire, and that's where the superhero name came from. I kept the name, and so I added all this eagle. You're a Hispanophone, so you know that Aquila in Spanish is Aguilar, right? Eagle is Aguilar. So I really wanted that eagle imagery to be there. And that's kind of expanded into the entire Phoenix God. Every Phoenix God now has got the name of a bird in, like the scientific name. So,
nice.
Yeah. So, every different Phoenix God is a genus of bird.
Of one of the birds. That's awesome. That's nice.
Yeah. So there is one out there called Gallus, which means chicken.
Gallus, nice. That's good. Yeah, and there's a lot to play with there. Also, Falcons, Hawks.
Yeah, and I'm going for the kind of. Sorry, I just spilled my coffee cup everywhere. It's fine. It's I spilled it onto a mat, so it can be washed.
That's horrible.
Just folding it up so my dog doesn't drink it. There we go. All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. And it's kind of like how in Power Rangers, like each of the Power Rangers, they've got the same uniform, but it's slightly different.
Yeah.
So like there's the Red Rangers, they've got the T-Rex, so he's got the T-Rex features on his helmet, whereas the Blue Ranger has got the Triceratops, so he's got like little horns on his helmet, and the yellow one's got the saber-toothed tiger, so she's got like the teeth. The teeth on the visor and stuff like that.
That's dope.
That's kind of what I'm inspired by. All the different Phoenix gods have got different helmets. They've got different like features on their uniform. Just kind of break up the monotony, because if everyone had the same uniform, like it would be there wouldn't be much room to play with. But I've designed some of the helmets already for some of the other Phoenix gods, because I've been working on this since 2017. It's 5 years, 6 years almost, So
nice.
I've got limitless.
Go ahead.
I've got like a dozen stories already written, like, and then dozens of treatments for other stories, and I've got characters from the universe that will show up in different stories, and I've got a whole kind of universe planned out. But right now, Aquila is the main focus.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like how you did the. I would love to see the other characters with the other
Helmets.
bird helmets. That would be good. That would be
Yeah,
awesome.
I'll show
And
you
there
some of my
is
designs in DMs.
and there is a Power Ranger esque design look to the design of Aquila, which is great. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Well,
This
I wanted all
this
my
part here across the chest reminds me of the Green Ranger, White Ranger, which is great. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, like those are the
and
characters that's the character. That's the one. That's everyone's favorite. You know, everyone remembers
yeah,
Tommy, right?
yeah,
so,
definitely.
even
Yeah,
when Tommy showed back up in future series, because he became a 10 in like the 10th season of Power Rangers, he came back and he was
nice.
the Black Dino Thunder Ranger, and he even is he had the coolest design in that show too.
Yeah,
But
awesome.
I did, you know, like I really wanted my book to look like it could be one of those Japanese tokusatsu shows.
Yeah,
I wanted my aliens to look like they could be rubber suit monsters, you know, from like you said, Star Wars Cantina,
yeah.
or like, you know, those shows
If it
like Power
ever,
Rangers
yeah,
or
if it ever makes it to a movie, that would be a great way to do those characters. Yeah,
yeah, I wanted that kind of like rubbery look.
yeah, definitely.
Somebody, I was on the Christian Nomads show on Monday night, and I didn't know this. He used to be a puppeteer, and he told me that he saw a Jim Henson kind of aesthetic in how my aliens look too, which I had never.
Yeah,
I mean, the Muppets, but I think he meant more of like a Dark Crystal, you know.
yeah,
And I hadn't put that together, but like he's right. Yeah, there is that kind of
yeah. There can be. Yeah,
pseudo
I see it.
real, for want of
I
a better
see it.
word.
Yeah, and yeah,
Yeah,
just to read up or catch up on some of the comments. Odin, yeah, he signed up, and
fantastic. Thank you, Odin.
Odin also said Elliot's drawing is how I found this campaign.
Yeah, man.
This brings something that I'd like to point out. Yeah, my voice is shot, but um, one of the ways that I can support other creators is by doing these fan art pieces that shines light in some sense to campaigns that would probably wouldn't get that, or I will give it maybe a different kind of exposure to other people that follow me on Twitter, and yeah, so this is my way of trying to support and shine light on this project. I'm a big fan of the design. I'm a big fan of the character, and Aardvark is a great friend, and yeah, so I'm glad I was able to like try to like kind of like pull some people in to see about Aquila and get hyped up about it, which is always the idea when I do fan art. And yeah, Ictus says, "What is up, Total Excellence? What's going on, Ictus? Great to see you, man. I need to have you on the show one time. I want to talk about your gaugers whenever you have a
Hell,
chance."
Ixis,
Yeah,
that
and
means fish in Greek, right?
Ictus, I think
Yeah,
so. I think
yeah.
so. And then we have the specialist of the most specialist people that could appear in the chat, which is my wife. I love her so much.
Hola.
She says hi. She says hey. She says the biggest fan. I am her biggest fan. And I just want everybody. I just want her to know that I love her so much, and I'm glad she's popping in the chat. She's right here in front of me.
You have kids, right?
Yeah, I have a daughter, but she's in school, which is the reason why I can do this. Because if she were here, then it would be chaos everywhere. Because
Well, I was gonna say was
she's
just
very
that
loud.
Aquila is all ages, so it's appropriate for children.
Yeah,
So
definitely. I'll be sure to show this off to her.
yeah.
And Otis says, killed it on the costume design. Reminds me of Dr. Fate, who I always thought was a great costume. Nice.
Thanks, man. That's high praise. Dr. Fate's a really cool looking character. I have to say though,
Yeah.
like no
The helmet,
mainstream superhero inspired this design. It was basically me and Kimosabe kind of, you know, me showing my original drawing, and then I did like a crappy kind of like MS Paint sort of attempt at it.
Yeah.
And then he was like, he refined it, and we just kept on going through all these different iterations, and
nice.
And it just kind of came out after me saying, a little less plume. Okay, yeah, no plume at all. Yeah, a little less beak, you know.
Nice.
That's
awesome.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
yeah, we've reached. We have like I think maybe 10 more minutes.
Yeah.
Would you like to get into the other part of
Oh
the show?
yes. Yeah, we were both talking about our mutual Catholicism, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Could I start by asking you what was your opinion about that stream that Luke hosted a while back? Because I really loved it. I really enjoyed it.
I
What could you take away from
I
that
popped in
experience?
very briefly because I did have a guest, and so
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
Okay,
couldn't
sorry.
stay very long. But I checked it out very briefly, and um, no disrespect to Luke, but I think everybody on that panel was a Protestant. I don't think anybody was a Catholic. If I'm
Yeah.
And so
What's going
I think
on,
a
Richard?
Catholic perspective would have been very helpful. It would have been very. I
Yeah.
think it would have added something to the conversation, and so I'd really like to throw my hat into the ring and kind of debate with those guys, you know, because Catholicism is the oldest form of Christianity. You know, it is the kind of base on which
Yeah, the base of everything. Yeah.
all forms of the religion is built upon. And a lot of people they try. A lot of people distinguish. They distinguish Catholicism as sort of separate from Christianity for some reason, and
It's not.
it's
You were
yeah,
here first.
yeah, it isn't. And people say to me, "Are you Catholic or are you Christian?" And I was like, "Huh? Huh?
No.
What do you mean?" Like
That
that's
is
like
completely
saying,
wrong.
yeah. So I think a Catholic perspective would have been good. Somebody on the panel said that the only person in the Bible who was flawless was Jesus. And like the Catholic in me was like, no, what about Mary? You know. So I really wanted to kind of like I said, I really wanted to throw my hat into the arena. But sadly I couldn't.
Yeah, maybe we can organize that for the next one. If Luke ever does something like that again, I think it'd be nice to get different
Yeah,
perspectives on that.
certainly, yeah. But you and I, we've talked about our mutual faith in the past, and that's your Messiah, right?
Yeah, yeah. That is my what?
Messiah.
Yes. On the talk about what I'm sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my picture of Jesus,
Yeah, it is.
our sacred heart.
Yeah, it's spectacular, man. Like you're
Thank
using
you.
your artistic talent for something that's bringing you closer to God, man. Like I
Yes,
appreciate it. It's really good. It's something else.
being Catholic is the true faith. Oh, Richard, are
Oh,
you Catholic?
we got another Mary's boy.
Yeah. And it says, you are both doing great work in the explosion of new material in the independent comic world. Best wishes. And it says, thank you very much,
Thank
Odin.
you, Eden. Thank you.
Very nice words.
Yes, but positive reinforcement really does help. Support
Yeah,
in any way, verbal support, monetary support, just any type of support. It really makes a big difference if you're
makes a
a
big
new
difference.
creator. It
Exactly.
helps you with your confidence, but it also helps in spreading the word and getting more eyes on the book. And so, like even platitudes, like even little book looks great. Every kind of synonym, but not synonym, syllable that's said in support of the book is appreciated. I mean that. I truly mean that.
Yeah, definitely. And then Richard says, Mary equals the mother of God.
Yeah, mother of
I
God.
agree.
Yeah,
Very nice.
Theotokos.
Yeah, very nice. I had no idea. But yeah, it would be nice because like you're saying, it would be, oh, Richard says, yes, he is. All right, very nice. Excellent. I knew there was something about Richard that I liked. I knew there was something about him. Yeah, that's awesome. And yeah, we were Aardvark and I were considering of like maybe not doing a full show, but maybe like having like a Catholic Bros segment to the show, maybe if it's possible if he has the time. But
Yeah,
yeah, it's always great to spread the word out and and do what Luke did. No, Luke did a really good thing of saying that there are Christians in comics, and then making comics with that background is it's challenging. It's not impossible, but it's challenging, and then
yeah,
it's well worth the fight because there's people out there that unknowingly, like for example, Richard unknowingly could benefit from that. Because how many people out there that could be followers of Christ and then not be open about it because maybe they might think that there's some kind of stigma to that,
Yeah.
which is typical in today's in society now. You know, that you go around saying you're Catholic and you have a husband and a wife, then they look down on you nowadays. You know? But
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
like,
it's great.
I mean, I write science fiction and fantasy, and so I'm always constantly kind of put in these positions where, do I
Yeah,
want to put this in my book because it it's kind of
yeah,
contrary to my
to
faith,
what
you know?
exactly?
Like, I can't, like, do I want to put these cosmic entities that could be called deities in my book if
Mm,
if I want people to believe that there is only one God and, you know, um, one God, creator of heaven and earth, maker of all things visible and invisible. Through him, all things are made. Like, do I want people
exactly.
to? Do I want people to be in doubt of that? So I get put in these questions. I get, these questions get put into my head, and I kind of get these obstacles in the way of how do I make a science fiction story but still have it be, have it be Christian? Because that's the other thing about science. There is a very anti-theist vein in a lot of what scientific discovery is sort of set out to do these days. And even though there are a lot of Christian scientists, a lot of scientists from all different faiths, a lot of what they're trying to do is to sort of undo what people believe about God, and so writing science fiction, it can be a challenge because
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm
for
not
those
sure if
reasons.
people are aware also of all of the contributions to science that were made by priests and nuns.
Yeah, Copernicus was a
So,
monk. Copernicus was a
yeah,
monk. People don't realize that. And Lemaitre was the guy that discovered theorized
yeah,
the Big Bang at first. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, exactly. And then Richard says, I'm sorry, my wife says the Catholic Church is the church founded by Jesus Christ. That is
sure.
correct. And then Richard says, if you truly knew me, you wouldn't be saying that, Elliot.
Well, we're all flawed. We're all
Yeah,
we've all got.
yeah, we've all got things to work on. Yeah.
Yeah, some people are Manchester United fans. Like people. You've got to love all God's creations.
That's awesome. What's your team artwork?
I'm an Everton fan.
Everton. Oh, nice,
Yeah.
nice. And Odin says we're created in God's image. One of the most real ways is in the ability to be creative. Yeah,
Yeah.
creation.
Yeah.
Our
Well,
yeah,
creation,
free will.
creature. They're all related in the same word.
Yeah, they're all in the same line. Yeah, nice, 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 nice. And yeah, so let me stop sharing that. Let me stop sharing.
Did you do a Madonna as well?
Yes, let me show you that. I've
Because if
done a
I ever get
bunch.
that essay written, that would be, to have your ass on the cover. That would be, if I had to
Yeah,
transform it into a book.
I have done a bunch. I would like to one day show you guys, because I've been published in Catholic books also, and I would like to show you and talk to you
Oh,
guys about
cool!
that
I
one
didn't know
day.
that. You mean
There
writing,
is
or you wrote them,
no,
or
no,
did you?
no. With artwork.
Okay.
There is. I'm sorry. Let me break out all my Catholic art. Um, One second. Let me try to look for it. Are you familiar with Our Lady of Walsingham?
Vaguely, yeah. She's
Because
happened in England, right?
yeah, 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 and let me show you. I did artwork for. There is a ministry in England that's
Mm-hmm.
called Catholic Mothers,
Right.
and I have done artwork for them several times. And this is one of the first pieces that I've done for them.
Oh
This is
wow.
my drawing of Our Lady of Walsingham, and
Oh, that's great. It looks like one of those medieval paintings, which I'm sure was
yeah,
intentional.
and this was done in 2020, like 2 years ago. I mean, I like this piece, but this is a little older art. And then
Yeah.
I've also done let me see if I can show you this before time runs out. I also did this nativity scene just for myself. Um, yeah, this. I did this a few years ago also,
Oh, that looks lovely.
and
That should be man. You should do Christmas. You could make that into a Christmas card.
yeah, that was one of the things that I was talking about with the people with this ministry I'm talking about. The name of the ministry is called Catholic Mothers, and
Uh-huh.
I've done a lot of work with them, and it was just a thing of like God put in the situations in my path, and then
Yeah.
presenting them to me, and I'll get into that also in another video about my belief with religion and art and how they can
Mm-hmm.
be connected. But yeah, I did this piece, and I recently did this piece, which made it to the planner that Catholic Mothers does. Is this piece here?
Oh, you,
This is a
like a diary.
no, Catholic Mothers, they put out a planner every year, and in the planner they have a lot of things. It's strict. Their demographic is Catholic mothers, and so they have a planner, and in the planner you see the dates. There's prayers. There's
Mm-hmm.
guides for how to do novenas. There's all
Right.
kinds of things. They also have like a recipe section, and then this drawing here made it into the actual planner. So there's a page in there that has this that it's just to reflect like an image that she wanted to include in it. And
Yeah.
the lady in charge, her name is Kiara, and she sent me this image, and she wanted me to draw it. I did this, and I did another one also, that made it into publishing, and I have the planner here with me
It's
somewhere
phenomenal.
in the bookshelf. And yeah, so yeah, I firmly believe that art and religion can go hand in hand, and there's definitely room to put both of those together. And
Yeah.
yes, let's see. I think it's missed a lot of comments here. Let's see. Crazy Matt says, "In these parts, we don't treasure Pittsburgh Steelers fans." Are you a Pittsburgh Steelers fan at Aardvark?
I don't even know what sport the
Oh yeah,
Pittsburgh
okay.
Steelers
That's
are. American sports. I'm we just don't watch them in Britain, and like I can't
real nice.
even though I don't live in Britain anymore. Like I can't do 4 hours of baseball, and I can't do the NFL where it stops every 13 seconds. Like I need to be constant. I need to be constantly focused for 45 minutes straight to be
Yeah, those games are
uninterrupted.
like 4 hours long. I think sometimes.
Yeah, and I
Pretty
don't.
long.
The other thing is that I don't know the rules. I don't understand the
Yeah.
rules. I don't understand. I don't understand why you need two different sets of players to go in two different directions.
Yeah.
So are the Steelers NFL?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they
Yeah.
are NFL. They are in the AFC, if I'm not mistaken, and yeah, football. I'm a football fan. I don't watch it as much as I did before, but I did
Hmm.
like watching a football. I understand it, and yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's a good sport. I don't
Yeah.
have any affinity to any specific team, but yeah, I see
Soccer
what
is
you're talking
about the
about.
only sport I like, unless you want to count
Yeah,
pro wrestling, which is it's not a sport, but it is a
yeah,
contact
yeah.
theater.
I'm a big fan of wrestling also, but I stopped watching after I don't know. I think it was like WrestleMania 17, something like that. And I stopped watching it.
Hmm.
And we have more comments. Let's catch up with the comments. Crazy Man says they are vile, spiteful people.
Oof.
And then Richard says, I went to Walsingham Academy in Williamsburg, VA, when I was a boy, Virginia. I believe that they are part of the Poor Mary sect. They might be. Yeah, nice. Walsingham Academy. That'd be nice. I'd have to look into that. I'm not quite sure, but that'd be cool if they were. And definitely Christmas card material. Thank you, Richard. Nice. Thank you, Richard. Absolutely. Yeah. Look at Michelangelo. Yeah. I mean, religion and art has always been hand in hand. And I think we can continue that. And my personal belief is that my ability to draw is a gift from God, and so one of the things that I can do is honor Him with my gift talent, I guess you could say. No?
I feel the
And so
same way about
I try my
writing.
best. Yeah, definitely. No, and with any gift that you're given, you can always attribute it to God, and then it's like a superhero. No, you have this power. Are you going to use it for good? Are you going to use it for bad? Are you going to be a superhero or a supervillain? And then the idea is to go to the hero side and try to do positive things with
Well, that's kind of what I'm the position I'm in with Aquila. Like,
exactly.
There's an argument to be made that Comicsgate should really be called Graphic Novelgate. Because a lot of what people put out, are like they're like 60-page books, and I think after a comic gets beyond like 40 pages, it should really be a graphic novel. But a lot of people, they put out these really long books, and a lot of it, and understandably, the target audience is other 30 something, 40 something men. So the content is to 30 something, 40 something men. But the other argument, not argument, I guess, but my kind of take on it is the comics that are being in the mainstream, the comics that are being targeted to children, even though the content is not for children, they are being targeted at children. And I think there are kids out there who want to read comics, and there are kids out there that need that they need that visual medium. We need the kids we need the future generation of comic writers and comic readers to have read comics when they were children. And so like I understand that my target audience is adults, but I want my books to be able to be read I want my books to also be read by children, and I want parents to be able to share my book with their kids or their nephews or their grandkids or nieces, and or even like little cousins. And I feel like I've got this responsibility because the children are getting books with content that is just it doesn't abide by Christ, it doesn't abide by God, it does encourage bad behavior. It does encourage bad morals. There was a comic a few weeks ago that came out, and Batman said, "It's not my responsibility to stop these looters that are looting a store because the store owner's got insurance." I was like, "What? What the like? That's Batman, multi-billionaire Batman. Like,
that's the case. Of what are you doing outside?
Like, sure, like even Batman could say like, I can't. I'm too busy to stop those. I've got to stop the Joker. It's more important for me to stop the Joker than it is for me to stop that store. But thankfully, I'm a multi-billionaire, and so I can leave an anonymous donation to that store owner so that they can rebuild their shop. Like that. If you had to do a situation where Batman had to see a looting going on and had to turn a blind eye to it, like that should be the outcome. But anyway, that's bye. My point is that like I want a book where the characters have got an actual hero. They've got an actual hero, somebody that's sticking their neck out. And the book's gonna have some fighting in it, but I've made it so that it's kind of cartoon violence.
That's awesome. That's awesome stuff, man. And we have.
I just want to say, like, so I feel like I've got a responsibility to use my talent if I do have any, because like I said, people give me high praise, and I feel like I've got a responsibility to use my gifts to help, to help children and to help people get content that is appropriate for them and that is made with good morals in mind.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what we need more of. Yeah, definitely. And just to read these final comments, Richard says, "My favorite art piece is the Pieta, and my favorite song is Ave Maria." That's a great song.
That is a wonderful piece of music. Yeah.
And that classic, it's great. I love it. And and then Crazy Matt says, "I can't do soccer. If I wanted to watch people, I'd take my friends to the bar."
Oof.
And Richard agrees.
Well, the thing is, I just need to dispel some of the misinformation that's going out there about soccer. Part of the enjoyment about soccer is the reason why soccer is such a low-scoring game is because defenders and goalkeepers are good. they're doing their job. Like so part of the enjoyment of watching soccer is watching the defense prevent them from scoring and watching the goalkeeper do these amazing saves to, fingertip saves to stop a ball going into the back of the net. Like, and I think that needing the game to be high scoring when, like, why there's no point if that's the type of game you're playing. What's the point in having goalkeepers and defenders?
Exactly. Yeah. I love soccer. I love soccer. We could talk soccer. Anytime you like. Also,
well, that's how I first reached out to you. I saw your profile. It was like Catholic soccer fan, and I was
Yeah, we could do a soccer bros segment also. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I'm usually I don't watch too much European soccer that much anymore. I watch mostly local soccer here in Peru and South America, and yeah, I'm really disappointed with what happened with Peru and Australia a few weeks ago. And I'm looking forward to the World Cup, and I'll be
different this year. Yeah.
I'll be cheering on my South American countrymen, and then hopefully we can have a South American champion after so long. But we'll see what happens.
USA is in the same group as UK as England this year. England's group is terrible. It's I think it's like USA, Iran, and Scotland, I think, or Wales or something, like one of England's co provinces of the United Kingdom. So.
Yeah, Richard says, I don't watch sports anymore. I'm tired of feeling like a racist.
Yeah, that's
depending on what sport you're watching, though. Which is going to be interesting because in Qatar, they said that we're not going to allow any LGBT flags being waved, and you guys are going to get 7 to 11 years of prison if you guys do that. I want to see how the leftists try to go to stadiums in Qatar with their nonsense. But that'll be funny.
The people that are diehard football fans tend not to lean that way. Especially in Britain, it tends to be like the people that go to England games overseas. They tend to be of a working class, or working class, lower middle class.
Exactly.
Like to drink a lot of beer. Possibly like to enjoy starting a fight. That's the reputation of England football fans.
The hooligans.
Yeah, but you never know. There's a lot of people who have very, very strong political opinions. So
exactly.
Awesome.
That sounds good. And thank you very much to everybody in the chat. That'll be it for today. I'm going to let Aardvark tell us where we can find him. And then,
you can get me on Twitter at ComicsAardvark. Aardvark is spelled Aardvark. You could also find me on YouTube. Same thing. It's you'd look for Aardvark. My channel right now is Aardvark. Aquila launches this Friday. Is what my name is. My icon is the Aquila symbol. I don't really use my YouTube channel that much. I don't like to post. I don't have that much on there right now, but maybe eventually I will kind of get the streaming bug and start, or a regular show. But right now I'm just so busy with getting the book ready and stuff. I can't make videos, so I'll be appearing on a lot of different channels. I'm launching this Friday. We're doing a pre-launch show on Black Rose Comics. Then we're doing the actual launch on Bancroft this Friday. And then we're doing a post-launch after party on Lord Crackheads. Yeah, nice. So I'm going to be a busy boy this Friday.
So three shows. Yeah, B-Rose, Bancroft.
I'm going on a show before I'm on Bancroft. Before I'm on B-Rose. Well, Joe Sontag.
Oh, nice.
I'll be on Joe Sontag.
So Sontag, the Art and Stuff show?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So the Art and Stuff show, we got B Rose's channel, and then we have Bancroft, and then
Crackhead,
and then Crackhead. Wow,
no gap in between. So I'm gonna be stuck to my sofa. Except if unless the campaign goes very, very well, and then I might jump them down for joy off my couch.
Nice. But, I'm pretty sure it will. I'm pretty sure it'll do really good.
Yeah.
And so that's where you can find Aardvark, and then me. You can find me on all of social media. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, on YouTube. I'm on Facebook also. And yes, this has been the first episode of the morning show. I will try to have this be a weekly thing on Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Um, I'll I'll see if I can do it again next week. I don't know if I'll find a guest or not, but we'll see what happens. But regardless, I'm going to inform you a day ahead or 2 days ahead before I have a show, and that's how we're going to have to do it because I can't I can't commit just yet to a steady schedule, but we'll see what happens. But yes, anyways, thank you very much. I will see you guys later. Have a good day. And
Thank
be
you.
safe.
Thank you for having me on, Elliot. And thanks for everyone
Yeah, and
for.
thank you, Arvar, for coming on. I really appreciate it. Thank you for showing us about the comic. Also,
Thanks for
thank
the
you very
support.
much.
Thanks,
No
thanks for the
problem.
support, everyone. And you, we just got a late arrival.
Yeah, sorry, past master man. We're finished. You can catch us on the replay.
Yeah. We had a good conversation.
Yeah,
Bye.
story
Bye.
about it. All right, take care. You guys can take care. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Have a
Bye-bye.
good day. Have a good yes. Take care. Um.